Sorry.
No, go ahead. Please continue.
I was going to say, speaking of weirdo, I know that you're familiar with this, but I'm going to enforce it upon the audience to learn it. There's this book that I like called Love is a Mixtape by Rob Sheffield, and he has this really good passage in it where he talks about after, spoiler alert, the death of his wife, he goes through this phase where he's listening to Creep by Radiohead, and he cannot stop hearing the lyric as, I'm a widow, instead of I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
That's such a powerful, poignant, heartbreaking part of that book.
I think about that all the time too.
Me too.
Charlie mentioned. I think about it all the time. Rob would get that if he was here. Nothing gets past him. I know that for sure. Remember that time he liked one of my tweets?
Oh my God, yeah.
And it was something stupid, but anyways.
I have a cutout, multiple cutouts saved of it when I wrote to Rolling Stone about his book, and they put it in the letter to the editor.
As they should. Well, I'm sure you can tell by everything, I'm not doing well physically. We're not going to spend too much time talking about it, so don't worry. I'm calling upon Sophia, as we talked about off camera.
Yep.
I'm pushing through, just as Sophia would.
Trying my best not to show it in my face, I think. Yeah, I think it looks good.
She's pushing right now.
Pushing.
Yeah. Only Sophia can do this.
Exactly.
Right.
But I am excited to be here. It's Pride. I'm excited. Just because I'm sickly doesn't mean I can't still be excited. You know what I'm saying.
You gotta do what you gotta do, and doesn't that just sum up Pride perfectly?
And we're taking a detour.
Yep.
Let's take a detour. You got that nail polish on the way, or do you already have that one? That was called Let's Take a Detour.
Oh shit, that's right. It's on the way.
Oh, nice. And what brand is that?
Moth and Moon.
Oh yeah, nice. I haven't tried them yet, but my soul is leaving my body because we're about to listen to the new Kim Petras album, Detour. Now listen. Exactly. If you want to know about our histories with Miss Kim Petras, you're gonna have to go back and watch our top 5 video. I'll link it, I guess.
Take a detour
literally,
to the Wayback Machine.
Go watch it and come back, or don't. Whatever. But just put it up in the next tab. Because we get into our whole backstory with how we discovered Kim and how long we've been fans and blah, 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 blah. Way back in that video.
We also look amazing.
Yes. And we're not retelling that story was my point. And why would we when we look? So, I thought, yes, in that video we look amazing. I thought you were saying we look amazing right now.
Oh.
And I was like, well, yes. Yes, but Kim, we're exactly where Kim would want us to be and how and everything. Vaping is gender neutral. No, what were you going to say?
Okay, speaking of vaping, when I was watching Bridgerton,
okay,
I didn't know what Queen Charlotte was huffing all the time. I thought maybe she was huffing opiates because I'm not a historian. I don't know when the drugs were popping, but I thought maybe I knew it was either that or tobacco, but I thought maybe it's opiates.
Yeah, she was known to smoke weed, and she would say it was because it helped with her period cramps.
I didn't know that. I knew they called her Huffy Charlotte because she was always huffing the tobacco. But that's iconic if she was also doing
she was mixing the spliff, I guess. At least Kim understands.
Speaking of medicine, I went on a whole monologue to someone in my text today about the song Medicine by Khalid because why the fuck not?
Of course.
It's an incredible song. I was saying, like, on June 1st is basically when the demon witch inside me wakes up. Mm-hmm. And then, just all the queerness that I have in me spills out.
I see the dragon from Shrek coming out.
Yeah. And that's, the song Medicine makes me feel like that because expressing the queerness is medicine in and of itself.
And have you listened to its cousin song, Dose, recently? From Off Sincere?
Yeah, of course.
That song came on my shuffle the other day and I was like, damn. I really forgot how hard this one be hitting. And they say drugs are not your friend.
Yeah, okay, Dose is incredible, but I also feel like Faded is so underrated.
Yes, they're triplets.
Yes.
There's 3 of them.
Exactly.
There's layers to this.
I love when he talks about drugs.
Maybe for like a Pride special, for one of our Pride episodes, we could do finally either our Khalid top 5 or a Khalid deep dive.
Yes.
I think we have, how many tracks is it? 13 tracks. It's 36 minutes.
She has a song called Freak It. That is going on SBS.
And I've managed to avoid all the singles so far. I think I've heard like a few seconds of Freak It, but like everything else I've been able to completely avoid.
Me
so
too.
I'm excited about that.
Just in general, I'm happy that she's been able to put this album out.
She's free now.
Yeah, we don't know exactly like everything that she had to go through to get it out there, but it's obvious that she's been trying for a really long time. So well, I guess on a parasocial level, I'm happy for her that not only can she express herself with this music, but maybe she can more freely express herself with the experiences that she's had with not being able to release music. Exactly.
When the Kesha collab drops, is this where you guys want to be? That's why Mama named you Joe Dirt.
I love a Joe Dirt reference.
It's always gonna come back to that. Why? I mean, we're definitely in those vibes with Detour, don't you think? It's that rugged Americana aesthetic she's serving us, which I love.
I do too, and I think it also makes me think more about what the overall story could be here, because I mean, what's happening in America right now and what's happening in the rugged parts of America, it's not safe for all of us. But this is probably a party record, right?
Right.
So
but it's that dance in the apocalypse
Exactly.
that we've been talking about, is that mixing the gritty, grim dark realism of a bleak society and state of the world with, I guess, like recession pop. Like that was what was happening when, Bush was in office and the Iraq War was going on, and we're kind of like low key having that again. So it makes sense that sound is just kind of naturally coming back like into the main frame of like, what people are listening to and responding to. I think the absurdity of it really is just sort of like timeless and cathartic to people, and I think anyone who's willing to and has like the energy and the capacity to provide that kind of sound and image when everything is so scary and dangerous and hard out there, especially as a queer person, especially as a trans artist. Just, imagine how tired we are. Imagine how tired we are. But I love the sort of like trains, flag, sunset colors that's going on in the album in the background. It's like the white, the pink, and the blue. Remember when RuPaul did the trains flag? I just it's always one of my favorite things to ever happen.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, famously RuPaul once tweeted, the only thing RuPaul's Drag Race screens for is charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. And then she put up a flag that I guess she thought was the trans flag. It was supposed to be her announcement that like we're welcoming trans artists on the show, like officially. But it was a flag for train enthusiasts.
Okay, but why do you think she just put out a movie called Stop That Train? She's been working on this shit for decades. She's been working on this shit forever.
She said trans unrights. She said trans wrongs. I mean, we do support trans rights and trans wrongs, so she's right, as always.
I'm wrong a million times a day.
Me as well. But, he's out there.
I was listening, I have a Kim mix, and I was listening to it, this morning to get in the mood. But I didn't really think about, it really has been a long time since we've had an album from her.
Yes.
I know that she wasn't really considering Slut Pop or Slut Pop Miami to be albums. I think they're considered EPs technically. They're albums for me because they're masterpieces. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she hasn't released a full length in a long time. And those were also somewhat concept driven because she was playing a part. She wasn't really being
and
herself.
Feed the Beast. I mean, we already talked about it in our top 5 video, but it's like that whole thing, and with Problematique getting scrapped, like it's just been such a mess and so up in the air for so long. This really does feel like not just the start of a new era, but like a new dawn, a new day. Metallica, turn the page for Kim as an artist, and like just like her career moving forward.
This is the last album that is basically standing in the way of her musical freedom.
Yeah.
Because that must come with a mixture of so many different feelings.
Even just like taking in the title of it being Detour, and like the imagery of her like standing alone on this empty sort of like dead-end highway exit looking area, and like you see the drag path mentioned of like tire marks, but you don't actually like, I mean, look closely, you don't actually like see a vehicle, so you just see like what's been left behind. And so I'm just really kind of digging into this sort of imagery of like what that means for her and her career, like what you were just saying, like what is the detour?
Yeah, I was gonna say, in some ways, her whole career has been a detour, because every time she's been able to get one step forward, she was pushed back like 3, maybe 5 steps.
Exactly, yeah.
She's a Grammy-winning artist, but she has no backing, and that's, I mean, it's common, but it's just fucking unfortunate.
Yes, yes. So yeah, I'm just really excited to get a taste of this and see what this era is gonna be about. We don't know if it's gonna be like a short-lived transitional period. Maybe that's kind of also what she's evoking with the trans flag imagery in the cover, or if this is going to be like the start of something more long-term that she's gearing us towards. We don't know yet. I guess, are you ready to find out?
Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah, take a sip, take a swig.
It could be like a perfect dance record, because our friend who's like Kim's #1 fan who watches, he's told me that this album is competing for his #1 like album of the year.
Nice. So
high hopes. Take us there, Kimmy.
Yeah. Oh, so the first track is Detour. Are we ready for the first track?
Yeah.
First track is called Detour. We talked about that, I think, in the Sabrina video. So many artists are doing this lately.
Right.
Where the title track is the first track. Like, they're not making you wait for it these days. They're just right out the gate. They're like, this is what we're doing right now.
That's a good point. It kind of, for me, it kind of gives a cinematic sort of feel to the album. Like, they want it to feel like maybe a movie, which is interesting. It makes you think about it a little bit differently, maybe.
Okay.
This is the beginning of the end. Everything before was just pretend. You're such a fucking hypocrite. You gotta know you're not the shit. Speaker said. Drove him to the cliff so I could jump. Don't you know the free fall's what I want? I'ma stick bitches to the front. I'ma take you with me if you're bad enough. Feel like we're way tonight, let's take a detour. Cause life is in a don't amount to nothing. The lights I hit fall off, it's not like before. If you do it hardcore. Feel like we're way tonight, let's take a detour. Cause life is in a don't amount to nothing. The lights I hit fall off, it's not like before. If you do it hardcore. Let's take a detour. Let's take a Get in or get lost. If you kiss me tonight, I'ma fuck up your life. Surprise, doll eyes. Got my face through the roof just to feel something. center, don't amount to nothing. Throw my eyes at hip hop, this my life before. If you do it hardcore. Throw your life away tonight, let's take a detour. Cause life is center, don't amount to nothing. Throw my eyes at hip hop, this my life before. If you do it hardcore. Let's take a detour. Let's take a detour.
Thanks, Detox. Oh. Backrooms. Anyways, okay, so yes, Detour. I feel like you were saying, that was like a perfect introduction of what this era and vibe is all about. Were you about to say more?
Yeah.
I can get the lyrics back up again.
Because she kept repeating
This is
about
the beginning of the end.
not only that,
Just
but
you were
like
saying.
she said, I'm gonna end my life, let's take a detour. It gives you images of, okay, is this album like getting rid of this persona, getting rid of this musical identity? Like what exactly is she burning to the ground here? It makes me want to hear what else is to come, basically.
I think that, and then also like in this verse where she's saying, if you kiss me tonight, I'ma fuck up your life, and like that detour imagery, I think it's also sort of like the warning, warning
Took the wrong
sign.
turn.
Yes. And then I was also gonna say, what's that other song that I felt like this was kind of referencing from her discography, where she's like,
In the next slide.
no, it's the one that's like, oh, hold on, it's gonna come to me. But it's something about like, oh yeah, blow it all tonight. Blow it all tonight. You know what I'm talking about? Look it up on your phone.
I think so.
Is it called Blow It All?
I'm not sure.
Search Kim Petras Blow It.
It's not ringing a bell, so I'm gonna type it in here.
Yeah. Yeah. That basically just that refrain, the can't take it with you, blow it all tonight. I felt like it was referencing that song as well. So I think that is an interesting blend of like sort of referencing her old work while introducing us into this new era. And then also grounding that in the reality of like a reckless relationship. And, you know, just sort of like in that vibe of just reckless behavior in general, like kind of like you were saying, of she's going through some sort of like transformative period herself, so she's kind of just like throwing caution to the wind and, you know, living in the moment, living for the thrill.
Reckless is a good way of putting it, because
Don't you know the free fall's what I want? Oh, and drove him to the cliff so I could jump. I thought that was such an interesting turn of phrase.
the sound of this song, there's obviously a lot going on, but there's like harshness, and I'm not gonna be able to describe this well, but anyway, I think to really delve into the meaning of the song, you're gonna have to listen to it more than once, because there's so much happening in the production. It was really hard to take it all in. Some of the sounds, like I said, it was off-putting, but that's intentional. Like those really harsh, I think probably synths, that's purposeful. Some of what was happening in the production felt like it was cutting into all of her vocals, but that was obviously part of it because we're on a detour and we don't know where we're going. So she's being interrupted constantly, just like her career. So indicative of like what you see when you take a detour, things strewn around carelessly. That's
So true.
kind of what the production
like
felt
the
like,
carnage
but
of the
artfully done.
Yeah, the scraping metal. All right, DTLA is track 2. I believe that stands for Downtown LA, but she might surprise us somehow. But are we ready for track 2?
Yep.
DTLA 101 when I'm on my way, running over bitches like GTA, just to see your face, it's gon' get late. DTLA All night long, now my innocence gone. You gon' lay that pipe down. Why you play that Drake song? Peek out with the fur, 'cause my niggas all eyes in my low-rise jeans. Pull up to your high-rise, my shawty tall, supermodel, you can walk 40 yard, elevator, take it up to your floor. Peek up with the third, 'cause my niggas all eyes in my low-rise jeans. Pull up to your high-rise, my shawty tall, supermodel, you can walk 40 yard, elevator, take it up to your floor. Standing at the penthouse, nobody can live me. That's only class. That's only class. Screaming from a high rise. I don't even know your name. Such a long way down. It's such a long way down. Yeah. My tears don't touch the ground. Such a long way down. Such a long way down.
Wow, that seems to go right into the next one. Let me pull these lyrics back up. That got really deep towards the end. So much to say. Did you want to start?
You can start.
Really loved that we have that we come back around to this detour motif. I wonder if that's gonna like appear somewhere in every song on the album, if there's gonna be some sort of little reference to that. So I thought that was really interesting. I really liked the hook. The verses were a little bit take it or leave it for me. I'd have to hear it again to really get down with, to like vibe hard on the verses, but I really did like, well, I liked the first verse, which I guess kind of also ties into the hook, just in general. But then I loved the outro. After, you know, the detour, it kind of slows down and we get this part at the end where she's using more of her, you know, belting vocal to get the message and the emotion across, which I feel like was super effective for me. And I was surprised it took such a dark turn, that it's like, you know, she was up at this highest high in the penthouse and now she's at the lowest low of thinking, you know, it's a long way down, like thinking about jumping off, which kind of ties into some of the imagery on the first song as well.
Yeah, I get it. I really liked the last, basically the outro and the last, it's almost like a verse, because it gives me the imagery of she's talking to her fans, like she says, screaming from the high rise, she doesn't even know your name, like she may not know the fans individually, but like she knows they're there, but she can't really talk to them in all the ways that she wished she could. And that's why her tears don't touch the ground.
Interesting, yeah. I was definitely feeling like there could be a sort of dual meaning to the my tears don't touch the ground. Like it's like a double-edged sword. Like there's good things to it and bad things to it. Like is it like my tears don't touch the ground as in like what you were saying of like, oh, my fans like lift me up so that, you know, I don't really fall that hard? Or is it like my tears don't touch the ground because I'm numbing myself being, you know, up in the penthouse, like, you know, on this high, like substances, like risky relationships, blah blah blah, sort of like stuck in the numbness, I guess, in a way of like wanting to break out of that, but feeling like my tears don't touch the ground because like she's not as grounded as she wants or wishes she could be, I guess.
I see that, yeah. I know you were talking about the sound and how the hook was really effective. I totally agree with that. That playfulness, the way she delivers those verses through there, that was really good. And I always like it when she has fun with delivery and she makes things sound silly and goofy and stretched out, or like, anyway, I think that she does that very effectively, and it's almost like, it's like a way that you can add in some levity or playfulness or whimsy amongst her talking about basically killing herself or being about to die.
Yeah.
I really liked this one. It took so many, well, it went in so many different directions because we're on a detour. I definitely need to hear it again.
I'm gonna try to fix the lights of this one because I believe it leads into track 3, which is I Like Your Look. And this was a single, but somehow I managed to not hear it. So I will be completely and utterly surprised. Are you ready?
Just pretend
loved that one.
That sound was so fun. I loved so many of the little quirky production choices.
It sounded quintessentially Kim Petras to me.
Yes. Very much so.
Every swerve that song took, even though it was all unexpected, I could think in my mind, that is Kim. That sounds like a transition that Kim Petras would make.
Yes, and I was gonna say, well, I'm glad that this came as a surprise and I hadn't heard this before we started the album, because I was not expecting to take this turn at all after the first two songs we've had, because this almost feels like a callback to the sounds on the original Problematique that I loved so much, and it always is just like one of the biggest tragedies of our world that that era didn't get to
Breathe.
Yeah, blossom and bloom the way I feel like it should have, but maybe, you know, it's like she's alchemizing that into what's going on right now. But the sound of this, like especially at the end of the hook, that sliding up and down,
Yes.
sort of repetitive sound was so addictive. I am interested if the lyrics on Spotify are correct, because I feel like it changes the meaning of the song kind of significantly. Because I was just hearing she wears you well, but can't you see that you definitely look better on me? So I thought that was the gig and gag of the song. But if she's saying looked, as in past tense, I feel like that really changes the meaning, because it's like maybe you're talking about like seeing an ex with a new partner. Whereas I was just kind of taking it as like having a crush on someone who's taken, that you've like never hooked up with before, you know what I mean? Because I like your look, it's so extreme. Oh, and see, it does say look there. So maybe she says both.
Some of these, I'm always looking for like alternative meanings to the lyrics. Like that's almost like a game that my brain plays with me. So some of these lyrics to me felt like they could also be interpreted loosely, okay? That not whatever.
I can't wait.
Some of them felt like this I don't know how to say this. I don't want it to be offensive. Maybe this is her pre-transition and she's jealous of someone's look because she can't have that. That's what I was getting from some
that
of
makes
this.
sense, yeah.
And especially when she talks about it being effortless, like and the way it kept repeating that, he looks better, like it's not just him that looks better, it's the whole scene. It's someone with him, like, anyway. Yeah, I get it.
I definitely see how you could interpret it that way.
It's only a few lines where I was getting it. It wasn't like the whole song, but that was fun to me.
What's interesting you bring that up, because it reminds me of that Garbage song, Cherry Lips,
Oh, hell
Go
yes,
Baby Go,
yes.
and that is a song about being like genderqueer, and like feeling awe-inspired by that, like seeing someone so in their element, it like makes you, you know, jealous, but in like a gender euphoria kind of way.
I'm a doll, like it puts the imagery in your head already, I think. I really liked that one. I can't wait to listen to it again. It makes total sense to me why it was a single, because that like thumping propulsive synth throughout the chorus is so strong, and it felt like I said quintessential Kim, but it really did. Like that is her at her contemporary pop best, and I mean that is a complete compliment. She knows how to make an earworm through the chorus. She's really good at that.
Really excited to hear that one again.
She can do anything.
On to track 3, which is Check It. I'm not sure if this one was a single or not. I think Freak It was the single and Need for Speed was a single. But anyways, haven't heard any of them. So are you ready for track 4? We're on track 4. Check It.
Check it in the fit of my jeans. Check it in the make of my car. Check it in my je ne sais quoi. Check it, come on. Check it. Check it.
whoa, I'm already psychotic. I have so much to say.
Tell me.
I'm in the psychosis now, for real. Because immediately I was thinking, when she said je ne sais quoi, I'm like, again, problematique mentioned.
Yep.
But then at the end, when she references it again, and in parentheses it says, are you there yet? Because she said the future is now, bitch, but no one was ready for it. And that's why the album got scrapped, and it could never come out in its original entirety as it was intended to. And I feel like she's talking about that, just reminding everyone.
That album died on the cross.
Exactly.
And that's why it was the weight of the world, because it crushed her album.
So true. And outside of that, I just get a very sort of like laissez-faire, again, the problematique mentioned, sort of vibe of like, it kind of feels like a freestyle, like it's more of like a transitional, not like a full song, but kind of just like a freestyle to transition you from one song to the next, from one sound to the next, from one era to the next.
Yes, I especially agree about it being transitional and ushering us from one era to the next, because I see other references to different songs and other eras, and The Boys on My Phone, that's callback to multiple songs. This one is going to be really fun on a listen, and I think when I can absorb the full album like in its entirety, when I can then move on and put it on shuffle, it's really going to come alive, because it's almost like a snapshot of all her eras in one. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Jesus was a rock star.
Exactly.
See, we're on it today.
Wow.
We're on the wavelength.
How'd you get to be so deep?
I said we.
That song was so bouncy too.
It's already, like you said, like the earworm of such a simple, repetitive chorus that it's just, you know, love it or hate it, it's stuck in your head, and you're gonna have to listen to the song again to scratch the itch. And I feel like that's very intentional on a song like this, where there's just these tiny little like hidden messages thrown in there that if you're crazy enough and you know what to listen for, you're like, I got it, Kim.
And she also,
I will drink my Ovaltine. I will remember.
Yes, and not only, she likes to play those kind of games with her production, you know, to see if you're picking up on things, but she does it with her lyrics too. She loves to do double meaning. Sometimes she'll do a triple meaning, and that's why I really loved the first full lyric, other than check it, when she says gloss on my lips, check it, because I mean, I think we all know that has multiple meanings. If you're here and you're queer and you're existing in a space listening to Kim Petras, you know that gloss on my lips is not about a makeup product, okay?
Because the next one is Polo. I'm almost positive this was a single too. Never heard it. Maybe once when it first came out. Don't remember. Never happened.
Yeah, that was so long ago. That was like when this album was supposed to drop last year.
Yeah, that's a different reality. We never made it there. Are you ready for Polo?
Yep.
Marco. I remember this kind of.
Tonight, not gonna make this shit too easy. I got them alligators left and right. Morale's lying tight and teeny. Let's go. You wanna get me out my polo shirt? You wanna get me out my polo shirt? You wanna get me out my polo shirt? My polo and my mini skirt. Daddy's popping up my bra. You wanna throw that to the floor? Slap that elbow on my ass. Make that party coming fast. You wanna pull it down. You wanna pull it with your teeth. Chow chow. Pop my collar at the polo lounge. Your grandma rolling in her grave right now. You gotta pick the right one.
So you are.
When the click polo in the motor go.
I have heard this one. I wouldn't have remembered that.
You wanna hit it with that polo stick? You wanna get me out my polo shirt? so bad.
Whoa.
This is her pony.
I was gonna say that, and you know what else it is? Her granite. Before you started getting all aggressive and controlling, the way that like post-chorus is like, it's very electronic, but she's like in her yelling register. Yeah, I think it's that part when she's singing you want to throw that to the floor right now, slap that logo on my ass, make that pony coming fast right now.
This is a stripper song. I already see people having this as their song when they're dancing.
But the production was so fun, very 100 gecs, and also the return of Lua. That's why I was like, I don't think I've heard this one because I would have remembered that. It's back. She's back. It's been a while since she said woo-ah in a song. And that's what she considers to be like her producer tag.
Mm-hmm.
So
this one was so fun for me. I love when people are playful with their words. Words are currency in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So this one was so fun for that reason. I was just enjoying listening to every new phrase that she was about to say. And as soon as she said titties popping out my bra, like, wow. I just have never related to anything more because they cannot be tamed.
yes, so true. And I love the polo imagery. I feel like it's so intentional that she's using that, like a polo shirt, and also just like the sport of polo to tie it in with the pony imagery and everything. And the sort of like we talked about in some of our Jade videos, the sort of like taking back your power as like someone objectifying you, and almost like finding an eroticism in the objectification, and finding the power and finding the queerness and the eroticism in that. I feel like is always something that I guess it is inherently queer to me, because I feel like queer artists are just so good at speaking from that perspective because society puts them into that box in the first place, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So like the gender fuck imagery of it as well, like a polo with a mini skirt, it's like that blend and clash of the masculine and feminine. That's really evocative for me throughout this one. And yeah, I was so surprised by the production. I remember the intro, but I guess that was the only part I had heard of it, because I feel like that definitely would have sank in my brain, because this is the exact type of shit I was hoping for. So if I like knew this was gonna be on the album, but then again, I feel like I'm glad, kind of just like I was saying, I'm glad that I heard it within the context of the album. I think it hits harder for me that way. Maybe that's why I didn't remember it before. Who knows? But
something else that I loved about this song is that sound in the production where it was almost like swerving. It kind of sounded like she was pulling you in, but it also felt like she was pulling you in for a punch, because she's coming in with something you're not expecting.
Yeah.
But it's like exciting, but it's scary at the same time.
Yes.
And I think that's coming at a perfect time in this album, because we've had quite different sounds so far. This gave us a different sort of tempo.
This one really makes you feel like you're in the passenger seat with a reckless driver.
Absolutely.
And you don't know where she's going. And you're like, I'm a little scared, Kimmy. There's no turning back now. Point of no return. But that you bringing that up also reminded me something about the way it broke down the production, like right in the middle of the song. It was almost giving me this like Looney Tunes, like cartoon sort of energy, and I was like, that makes so much sense. It's like this like Roadrunner versus Wile E. Coyote type thing. Like it really has that like swerving back and forth sort of like push-pull energy that's very unsettling but exciting.
That's why the cover of the album is what it is, with the track marks, and they disappear into the trans flag, because whatever it is being stopped by the transness.
Stop that train. Oh man, happy Pride. So that
Our brains are
was-
too big today.
Exactly. That was track 6, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, that was track 5.
Brutalist. I think I've heard that this is
Brutalist
maybe
is
like
track
the
6.
standout of the album.
Yeah, and that would be about like halfway through. So are we ready for the next one? Are we ready to go
Brutalist.
from Polo to Brutalist?
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm gonna.
Oh, Margot XS.
Yes, I knew
Is
she
on
was,
this one.
She's on almost all the songs I heard.
Okay, yeah, interesting. I didn't know that. I almost said The Brutalist. No. This is something different.
That's a movie, right?
Yeah. Okay, Brutalist. Oh, because she's German. I just got it. Okay, duh. Here we go. Whoa. This makes so much sense. That metallic, like, change dropping sound. Whoa.
That song sounded like something on the Clueless soundtrack. I'm gonna have to hear it more to figure out what. Maybe Supergrass.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was just hearing this sounds like Clueless the whole time.
Yeah, and the whole time I was thinking Julian Casablancas for Tire Bitch, because she said, now I'm the Strokes, so what's up? You were really right about how she can do anything, because I would not have expected the Strokes sound on this album, but I feel like that's what she was giving here. That sort of like early indie pop rock, the early 2000s indie pop rock sort of sound, which there was even some of that on one of the other songs. I can't remember which one it was now, but it was like, it was giving me that sort of, that subtle hints of that in the background. So yeah, the sound was super interesting and refreshing.
I think I need help with the lyrics. So
Yeah.
what do you think? I mean, obviously some lines were pretty easy, but I need help with the rest.
Yeah, I think it's about a lot of things. You know, it also has that sort of like psychedelic rock vibe to it. Because you know how a lot of those songs from that era are like, the lyrics are very meandering and
Yes.
very like stream of consciousness.
Because they were just high as hell.
Yeah, and I feel like there's definitely like a purposeful homage to that, in my opinion, with this song. It has a very punk rock quality.
Yes.
Even just like the melodies, the da 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 da, it's like that, you know, that slack jawed, like meandering, like punk rock vocalist melody and sound. That's very evocative and nostalgic to me. And it makes sense since she's talking so much about her childhood. It's so interesting. From what I remember, this is the first time she's really sort of addressed her transness in this way in a song. She's talked about it before in sort of different ways as it relates to like hooking up and situationships and just sort of like, you know, loving yourself and like being a bad bitch and all of that sort of thing. But I can't think off the top of my head of a song that addresses it in this way, of like having any sort of like complex feelings about the guilt of it. Especially since, you know, it seemed like her parents were so supportive of her from such a young age, but, you know, I guess, you know, everything is more complicated than it seems on the surface.
I'm still trying to figure out what it all means.
Yeah.
This one's got me thinking for sure.
Yeah. Because it's almost like they tore down this brutalist building that she remembers from her childhood, and she like loved it so much, but people thought it was like an eyesore, so they tore it down, and now it's not there anymore. And she's sort of relating that to the way she feels like she was forced into like a certain expectation, I guess, of like what she should be when she was younger.
Okay.
And she's like talking about how like my dad's an architect, and it's like she's I think she's tying that to him and feeling like, you know, maybe it's like, you know, just perceived coming from her, but maybe she's like feeling this guilt of like, oh, I wasn't like the son he wanted me to be, and it's like I don't know why I couldn't be that for him, because like I loved the brutalist buildings just like he did, and we were so alike but also so different, and like it seems like she's kind of just sort of reckoning with that feeling.
I get it. I was stuck on why they were tearing it down to begin with. That was confusing.
I mean, for many different reasons, but that was just kind of like my initial sort of read on it. And then, but like in the bridge, when she's sort of really like breaking it down, because what exactly is the it she's talking about? We're not just talking about the building, we're talking about, you know, they cut my hair, you know, but it was really there, it meant so much to me, but now they ruined it, you know, they took a knife to it, they took a bomb to it, they bulldozed it, they didn't give a shit. Like, I think she's talking about the building and how you feel so like small as a kid, and the world around you is so big and like unrelentless and uncaring that it's like, yeah, they'll just like bulldoze this building that meant so much to you and like not even think about it or care, because why would they? And what's really disturbing is that's the way her body was treated when she was a child as well. Yeah. And I think that's what she's tying those two things together in a really poignant way.
The violence of it, even though it may have been like violence that she chose because she didn't feel at home in her body, and having to reconcile those two things together.
And just I want to take you there, but they ruined it, and just sort of like repeating that over and over at the end. I want to take you there. It's like just that longing of wanting to share something with someone that no longer exists. Like, I guess I don't know exactly what she means by that, but that's like the feeling I'm getting from it. She's really taking us there.
And I think
the philosophical vibe.
Probably the sound of it, like you said, like 2010s indie pop. I think that is also going to tell us something if we think about like where she was in her life at that time. Like on a re-listen, for me at least, I think that maybe will help me understand this better.
Yeah. But really beautiful sound.
Yeah, it was infectious. I mean, we kind of grew up on that sound, so we love it unabashedly. Yeah, I liked that one a lot. I didn't expect, like you said, I didn't really expect her to address any sort of ambiguity or negative feeling regarding
around her
transition.
Transitioning at such a young age, because like she's famously one of the youngest, and that was always, you know, so celebrated, and she was like, you know, upheld as like such a unique pillar in the community because of that. So I'm sure it's like a very vulnerable subject for her to touch on. Maybe that's sort of why she chose this sound, because it's kind of like comforting in that way that like pop punk, pop rock music is to us as well. Like how you can just sort of wrap yourself up in that blanket, and
this is maybe how this is maybe how she wanted to experience it in her true form. I think there's also, when she says, and it was beautiful, my favorite, I think you can also interpret some of that as honoring the self that she left behind, even though she may not have felt like at home in that body, she still can have love for it, I think.
Yeah. And I feel, and it's like, you could take it as far as like not regretting transitioning, but just sort of having a complicated relationship with having to transition in the first place. Like, because in a perfect like utopian society, it's like you wouldn't have to do anything, because you could just be like, well, I'm a girl and these are my pronouns, and like you would just be like taken as that, and you wouldn't have to like go on hormones, you wouldn't have to get any surgery, because people would just accept you like as you already are. And so I feel like kind of you touched on this early in our interpretation, where it's like she's kind of the brutalist as well, because she's like, I had to take a knife to something that was already beautiful and pure and perfect on its own, but that's because society makes us make that choice. You know,
we're so smart.
Need for Speed.
Any kind of song titled Need for Speed makes me want to listen to it.
I need some speed right now. Like I could really go for some.
Like even though I personally am not into like driving games or just driving in general, I'm usually always into that sound when it's inserted into music and it takes me on a journey. I love that. Give it to me.
Yeah. Gotta go fast. Okay, recession pop is back. seems like that one goes right into Jeep, which is
Wow.
the next song. But let me get these lyrics back up here. That one took me a second, but I mean, I really loved the chorus when I first heard it. And also the intro. Like I said, it was that very, like, it reminds me of We Are Who We Are by Kesha. All tea, no shade. But yeah, that sound was very, like, nostalgic and energizing. I like that she's still kind of in that sort of, like I said, that meandering sort of punk rock, you know, lyrical ethos, I guess. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but just kind of like, you know, it's like she'll have like one rhyme scheme going and then like completely abandon it for the second half of the verse, and it's like, you know, they don't really make music like that anymore, except I think that's something that Charlie has kind of brought back into the scene a bit.
I found this one to be really interesting from a lyrical perspective because she's talking about so many different things here. And some of it sounds pointed toward everybody, basically. Her fans, the label, herself at some point. So.
Yeah, I was shook when she said they hate it when I have a boyfriend. I was like, ooh.
I thought that was fun, and something
K-pop
else.
mentions.
Something else that I kept noticing is this one had such a metatextual, like 3D perspective on it. It's gonna take more listens to really figure out everything that she's saying here.
It sounds like a manic episode, but also just kind of like, I also like the perspective of like coming at it from like how she's approaching relationships of like, you know, I don't have time for a boyfriend in my life because my label fucking hates that shit anyway. They want me to be single and fucked up and have all my time for this shit. So, you know, I need it fast. I need it quick. Like, let's go. Like, I gotta get my needs met. And also, like, she is, like, as much as that can be taxing and, like, detrimental to her life and her health, she also is addicted to the fast life. And she's not planning on stopping anytime soon. I love that sort of, you know, it's got that sort of like anti-hero perspective.
Every time she got to dig in at the label and the people controlling her, I was living for it. I thought her saying that she'll disappear, you already know and you're so mad about it, that's really fun, because that's what the artists do when they're stuck in the situation with their label, who is requiring them to put out X amount of albums before they can get away from them, yet the label won't actually allow them to release the music. So what do? They disappear, or they leak things, or they put them out secretly, and then they don't have to call it an album and they don't need the label backing, but then they're still stuck in the album cycle with the label.
Yeah. And like, you could, speaking towards that, you could even take some of these lyrics like in a really dark way of like when she's saying, I got another place to be, so let me freak it with you now. It's like, I need to think about my career and life in the long term, so let me just get this shit over with now that I have to like do with the label. And like, you know, she's saying because they love the money and they want it now. And then, like, how she says, I think there's the part where she says, time's up, or time's almost up, don't wait too long or you'll lose me. And I feel like that could be a bit of a dark reference to, you know, the exploitation and abuse that she's experienced and witnessed secondhand.
Totally.
With the people that, you know, have been around her, and pulling the strings, and, like, I'm sorry if you fall for me, because, you know, life moves so quickly, got a need for speed. Like, I feel like it's just, that's one of the ways you could interpret some of the parts of the song, is that it's like a, you know, F you goodbye song to the powerful people in her life that no longer will have control over her moving forward.
Absolutely. And I love that that all in the lyrics, it all comes after she mentions Detour again, and she says time is up, because she also says it almost sounds like a threat, basically.
Yes,
You don't
yeah.
know me, no one knows me. Like, you
Yeah.
don't actually know what I'm capable of,
Exactly,
because I've
yeah.
been basically harnessed this whole time. But we're on the detour now, bitch.
Yeah. And I think it's like speaking to what got her into this situation is what will get her out, because she's got a need for speed. Like, she wanted her career
Yes.
right then and there. So it's like, okay, maybe this is like sacrificing some of my morals and my safety, but like, I don't care. It's worth it, because like, I want my career. I want, you know, my success and, you know, to be, you know, the artist that I want to be. So it's like, it's her way of saying like, yeah, you thought I was weak and naive because that's what got me here, but my need for speed and my strength and my resilience is also is what's going to get me out.
That's such a good point, because when she keeps repeating, I want it fast, 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 that's her guaranteeing she asked for this. This
Yeah,
is
and
what
it's like
she
she
wanted.
says something like, you should know. Like, you should
Yes.
know that's what's going to happen, because that's what already has happened. But this is like, now that I understand it and I'm older, I'm going to be able to use that to my advantage instead of letting other people take advantage of me. So I think it's quite a powerful song.
Yes.
Viewed through that one. I really loved the sound of it, when it goes up at the,
Yes.
Yeah.
Another hit, Jeepin'.
Jeepin' and Jeepers Creepers.
My friend and I in high school used to have a stupid game where when we were out and about and we would see a Jeep, we would yell Jeep.
And there it was.
What a good story, I know.
Yeah, Jeeps are fun. I hope it's about that, or I hope it's about Jeepers Creepers.
Where'd you get those?
Oh.
Pick me up in a beat up Jeep. Yeah, the little two-seater that he got for cheap. I know I called you late, I just couldn't sleep. Yeah, my mind's been racing about a couple of things. Driving down to the bar to have some drinks, and you look so pretty when you talk to me. He's like a Jack and Coke, he's a little sweet, little rough around the edges when he needs to be. Your mama thinks I'm bad for you. Your friends all think you're bad for me. And if I have another drink, then you keep staring back at me. Well, we've been down this road before, and we both know where it leads. 'Cause we got history, and history repeats. Fuck. Check, check. Check, check. Pick you up in a beat up Jeep. Yeah, the one my dad's been driving since the 70s. I was already up, I just couldn't sleep. Yeah, my mind's been bouncing off amphetamines. We're driving down to the bar, order up some drinks, and you look so pretty when you talk to me. You're like a Long Island iced tea. You're too sweet. Fuck. Your mama thinks I'm bad for you. Your friends all think you're bad for me. And if I have another drink, then you keep staring back at me. And we've been down this road before, and we both know where it leads. 'Cause we got history. We got history. We got history. And history repeats. We can just drive around, listen to techno, listen to Eminem, listen to Slipknot, sex in the parking lot, gas station. Maybe you can buy a new shirt there too. Go totally incognito, yeah. Go to the Middle America shit, do some Middle American shit or some shit. We can just drive
goes directly into the next song, but damn, let's go back to Jeep. I wasn't expecting it to slow down like that.
Me neither.
Right after Need for Speed. That makes sense though. I feel like she's doing something really interesting with this sort of blend of like psychedelic rock elements with like the hyper pop and like, you know, contemporary electronic pop that's going on right now. Because I feel like this is kind of more of like another one of the transitional songs. I mean, it's pretty long, so it's like a full song on its own, but just in the place of the album, it feels like another sort of transitional period of the piece. Sorry if I'm talking, if you wanted to jump in.
No, you're good. Please continue.
I really liked the line, just the turn of phrase, because we got history and history repeats. I thought that was a good punchline. And it really encapsulates, you know, the repetitive nature of the song. And, you know, she's bringing up all these older iconic artists. You know, we're drinking Four Locos. You know, it's like that kind of nostalgic for your wild youth type vibes. But there's something sort of lamenting and like desperate about it at the same time. Kind of almost like in Brutalist, it's like longing for a time that you can't get back, or longing for a something or a someone that is just not accessible to you anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has a bittersweet feeling to it, and there's something about her vocal. I'm still figuring it out. I think I need more listens, but I think the way her vocal sounds on it is telling us something too.
Yeah.
In the lyrics, she says that her mind's on amphetamine, so you know, she's basically been running. Well, now she's slowing down, and that's why the lyrics are not like incoherent, but just sort of like she's just speaking whatever is on her mind,
becoming more and more abstract as she sort of like loses control of her thoughts. But that is like indicative of like, you know, that feeling that she is longing for and wanting to, you know, be back in.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting her to have a more down-tempo one like this.
And for that to come right after Need for Speed, like we said, is so interesting. It definitely makes sense, but it's like every song has been a surprise direction, but I think that's kind of the point of it. And that feels like a reference to something, but I can't think of it right now.
Take notes, my image so delicious. Lick right, my image can't buy my image. When I walk it in the outfit in the parking lot, yeah, that's right. I took his spot, and you're about to get a ticket when the album drops. Sure, talk a lot, get clocked a lot. Is that why you're looking funny with your pennies in the night? Get a job or something, moving back, and when I shake my shit, you can't watch it. Cause love my image, love my image. Take notes, my image, so delicious. Lick right, my image, can't buy my image. What I got, you can have it, 'cause I want what I want, and I get it, and you want what I got.
That outro sounded just like Demons.
Yeah, I was about to say something off that EP, but yeah.
This was her My Humps.
Yeah. Damn. So much to say. I was gonna say this is like the older sister to, or the next evolution of a song like Clarity as well.
Yes.
That sort of like reveling in your own power and like, you know, stating like, you know, standing on business and like introducing yourself to the world.
I love that the intro line is "Hands up, bitches, it's a robbery."
Yeah.
That's iconic.
Yeah. And I love the play on words of 101 and 1 of 1.
Mm-hmm.
Loved the breakdown and the switch up
Yes.
in like the last sort of 60 seconds of the song. I feel like this is another one of those F you goodbye songs to the people that have, you know, taken advantage of her and held her down in a lot of ways as well. Because she's kind of showing, you know, like, you need me, I don't need you. Like, you're the one who needs my image. Like, I can take my image away and go elsewhere and be successful on my own, you know? It's like reminding the people who hold you down of, like, the actual reality of their place, which I love when female artists do that.
Ones and zeros, it's like code, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if she's saying anything with the ones and the zeros.
I think there's a lot there. Like, it's like I'm the blueprint, but that doesn't mean that you can just like copy and paste me.
Yes.
Because I'm one of one. Like, I'm so unique and powerful unto myself that like even if you just got a new Kim Petras for your label and like tried to do exactly the same thing again, it would never be me, because I'm, you know, I'm me and I have that, you know, talent and power within myself.
That's why I said it's her My Humps.
Yeah.
They want her lovely lady lumps. Literally. She said it in Coconuts.
Yeah. Bitch.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Love a good ending on bitch moment.
That I just loved the extended outro here.
Mhm.
It was infectious. Like I wanted more of it, even though it was already extended and perfectly long enough. I did not want it to end.
Yeah. Can't wait to listen to that one again.
That one definitely would be good for a workout mix as
yeah.
well. It really gets you in that pumped up sort of headspace.
Pump up the volume.
So basketball, are we ready for Wizard Kelly?
What do you think this will be about?
I don't know, maybe like dating, like how dating an athlete, or how love can be like a game, or like competitive in relationships, or it could literally be about like how I beat Shaq.
I would love that. I would love that.
I don't know. What do you think?
Make it about like basically how I beat Shaq, but did it in heels.
Or maybe it's like bounce my ass like a basketball.
Probably so. Let's find out.
I can't wait.
To play these stupid games with you. Going back and forth up on the court is what we do. I just don't want you thinking I'm playing fucking games. If there's another number, I plan on taking names. Yeah, half time, keep each other waiting up. Half time, pass the ball and pass it up. Half time, fell in love like Derby Park. Half time, baby, now you got my heart. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, ball, ball. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, 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 ball. Darling, I don't wanna love to go and fade away. Going back and forth, choose and threes is all we play. Play until we die, until we going overtime. Playing for your heart and soul, and you'll always be mine. Yeah, half time. Keep it dry, the waiting up. Half time. Pass the ball and pass it up. Half time. Fell in love and baby pipe. Half time. Baby, now you got my heart. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, ball, ball. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, 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 ball. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, ball, ball. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, ball, ball. Baby, this love is like a basketball game. 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 Baby, you know you got my heart. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, ball, ball. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, 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 ball. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, let's ball, 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 ball. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, 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 ball. Love is like a basketball game. Baby, this love is like a basketball game. Baby, this love is like a basketball game. Baby, this love is like a basketball game.
And so it was. Let me get the lyrics back up. So yeah, it was like the metaphor of a relationship being like a basketball game.
Yeah.
Like a 1v1 between two people. Anything you wanted to start off with?
It was catchy, and I liked how both the lyrics and, well, maybe just the sound, but I think the lyrics and the sound both played into the soundscape of it being a basketball. And
Yeah.
like her love is the ball, and sometimes she's dribbling it, sometimes he is dribbling it, they're passing it back and forth.
Yeah. And it took me a while to get on board with what she was doing with the melody, the vocal melody, but by the end I was like, I was buying it, because it's like, it's supposed to be like the dribbling effect of a basketball, and you hear that in the soundscape, like you were saying, like how it dribbles really fast, and then as it starts to stop, it like gets more sort of like syncopated and slow.
And when she says, baby, can we, like every
Yeah.
time, that's
And
dribbling.
the baby, this love is like a basketball game. Baby, this love is like a basketball game. It's like that dribbling effect is really interesting and clever and unique, I think, to, you know, add to that emotional element to the song.
I totally get that. You could see it as like a little sound experiment.
Yeah.
Because she just wanted you to have an ASMR experience.
Exactly. And the next song is Bitch Ball Out.
Sounds like a fitting next track.
Exactly. That's us. That's us. Do you have a Bitch Ball Out special? I hope they do.
Let me show you how a bitch ball out. I could get you off the casting couch, from the penthouse to the underground. Let me show you what it's all about. I got it going on. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. I did it on my own. I got dollars coming out my mouth. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. Bitches know I got the range, no doubt. Had to match it so we won't black out. With my limit, there's no amount. And my pockets rolling down. Bitch, I got it going on. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. I did it on my own. Papa colors when my bird can't run. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. So let me show you how a bitch ball out.
drugs are hitting, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
That is what that song is for, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, I feel like, again, it's another one of those. First of all, hold on, I need to replay this part because it sounds so familiar. I know it's referencing something. Can't put my finger on it right now. But yeah, I think she's also referencing another one of her own songs, like at the end when she says, I did it on my own, my daddy ain't at home. I feel like that's a reference to her song with Sam Smith.
Unholy?
Yeah, the mommy don't know
Yes,
daddy's getting
okay,
hot
yeah,
at the
yeah,
body
yeah.
shop. So I feel like it's like another version of her reminding people of her own success and her own power, and like, you know, I did this myself. Like, this is the success that I have wrought and will continue to do so. And, you know, I don't need the help of like abusive people in the industry. Like, I can do this on my own. Like, don't get it twisted.
There was a little whistle happening in
Yeah.
there that I was obsessed with, and I couldn't stop focusing on it, so I was like zoning out on so much of what she was saying because I was just really getting caught up in the sound.
The eye-dozers of it all.
Yes.
We're all going to the World's Fair.
I don't know if it was like a whistle, it maybe sounded like a swing set. I don't
Yes,
even know exactly.
Yeah.
But I have to listen again and investigate.
And I feel like so much of that chaotic, like, noise pop production is part of that, you know, like, middle finger up sort of thematic repetition we've got throughout the album of, like, just like, oh, my straw. Anyways, just like sonic nonsense and just like, you know, it's like that punk rock attitude of
Yes.
like just disruption and noise. That I really enjoy, and it's fun to see her lean into that, and of course bringing in the, you know, industrial metallic hyperpop elements that is very like Sophie inspired. I really love that chaotic clashing of sounds.
I'm glad you mentioned Sophie. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
make that
you
connection.
you were correct.
The fibers refuse to the head. Penultimate track, which is called Korea. Interesting.
Yes.
Do you think this is gonna be like something K-pop related, or about just like traveling in Korea, being a tourist, partying? What?
I think it's going to be a political anthem.
Yeah, I do too. Oh. Ooh.
Lie in the bed till the day is gone. Over and over and over and over and over again was my head. Sadness in the dawn.
into the last song, Freak It, but let's go back to Korea.
I never thought I would have a lullaby from
I
Kim
know.
Petras.
And I loved, like, sorry, let me get the lyrics back up. The lo-fi production on her vocal was so effective for me because it was almost like painful to listen to at some points. It was hitting that frequency that's like, that's like nails on a chalkboard, but that's like the point of it, is to like feel the pain in her voice. Did she meet this person in Korea, or did they like go to Korea together? Is their name Korea?
I was kind of thinking maybe there's someone in her life with the name Korea.
Yeah, but I feel like probably it would be some sort of like shrouded in metaphor thing, but who knows? I could be wrong. Maybe it is literally someone named Korea, but that's what I was thinking, is maybe
they live in Korea.
Yeah,
with the
or
other person.
that's like a significant place that like they went to together, or she's like just remembering a time they had together in Korea, you know, like lie in bed till the day is gone. Yeah, and she's sort of looking at her phone, reminiscing. But yeah, the sound of that one was so effective. And then at the end, when it gets a bit more loud and chaotic,
I liked that a lot.
it was kind of like, because I was gonna say in the middle there was sort of these sounds of like a phone call sort of like breaking down and like hanging up.
Yes.
And then at the end it was almost like more of like an alarm sound. And so it was like this sort of experience of like, you know, falling asleep, trying to stay awake, but then being woken up to like this rude awakening of like an alarm blaring.
The way she like vocalizes the last line, it sounds like more broken than all the rest. It sounds like that's her at the lowest point of that song.
Yeah.
I never thought she would hit us with a song like that.
Yeah, it's a really unique blend of like soft vulnerability with like that sort of like harsh desperation that we've touched on a bit thematically in the album so far. So I think it's really impressive the way she's been able to walk that tightrope.
I wonder if maybe some of this could be about her not being able to break free from the label. Maybe there are people there or aspects of the experience that she could have positive feelings about and feels conflicted over that.
Or just like an older version of herself.
Yes.
And feeling like, oh, like, remember that time in Korea when I felt like so like powerful and in control and like I had everything figured out? Like, why can't I get back to that time? Why can't I get back to that version of me? Like, why can't I get back to that feeling? So in that way, it's almost kind of like a bittersweet, hopeful song, that it feels more possible for her to get back what she is, you know, reaching for and saying that she can't let go of.
Yes.
So yeah, and for it to be the penultimate track on this album, I think there's got to be more there. There's got to be more to life than chasing down every temporary high to satisfy me. So we made it to the last song, Freak It.
Freak It.
I know this was a single, but again, somehow I was able to not hear it.
Did not know it was a single. I haven't heard it, so depending on how it sounds, it may be going straight to the SVS playlist.
Yeah.
Because I already know a Freak It that is worthy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love to freak it.
Me
so
too.
I'm ready for
We're
this.
freaks.
Freaking 'cause you got no job. Freaking arrondissement. Up and down, you got it. Freaking thumping nonchalant. Stadium appreciate the penthouse. Love to the basement. You got it freaking till you don't know what you're freaking for. Touchdown. Got it freaking till you don't know what you're freaking for. Touchdown. Got it freaking till you don't know what you're freaking for. Kiss brand on your jeans, fishnets, pull them up for me. You got it all, and I wanna please don't make it tease. Bring it for me for sure. Touch that, bring it all back. Little Euro trash, that is all for me. You got it all, and I wanna please don't make it tease. Bring it for me for sure. Freak it. Freak it. Don't bring it tease. Bring it for me for sure. Freak it. Freak it.
What an outro.
Right. And back to Detour, back to where we started. Freak it back to the start. Interesting. She's really good at like getting you in the end. It's like you think you're not totally on board with where she's taking you, but then by the end of the chorus, it's like some of the melodic choices she pulls off are just so addictive. That you're like, oh, I gotta hear it again, even though I didn't really connect to much else about the song. Like, I just want to hear that one little melody again. So that was kind of just my initial take on this one.
She said arrondissement. Okay?
Yeah.
Like she really had me.
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, gosh, well, I don't know if I want to say that. Never mind. I'm getting into weird stuff. Okay, but like, we have this repetitive imagery of like a penthouse and the basement, of like being high up, like all the way at the top and all the way at the bottom. So I feel like that's kind of an interesting way to like put a bow on the album, is like, you know, depending on how you interpret it, you're either starting at the basement and rising all the way to the penthouse, or you're starting at the penthouse and like dropping all the way to the bottom. But it's a cyclical thing, so you're like going back and forth, and that's something that she is sort of like reckoning with, as like, that's always going to be who I am and part of my life, is I'm always going to have these drastic highs and lows, and that's always going to be a part of the business, that's always going to be like a part of, you know, my career, that I just have to roll with these punches and find a way to enjoy it and like find the party in that somehow.
Yes.
Well, not somehow. I think it's like, it's quite easy for her to lean into the revelry and to
Party
like,
till I die.
yeah, to kiss the chaos. So I think that those themes have been super clear and cohesive throughout the whole album. And
This one sonically also felt like not a sister song, but like related to her songs with Sophie, I think.
yeah. And you can also like, it's like, you know, Freak It, it's such like, I feel, this is kind of what I was like, maybe I shouldn't say that, but it's like, I feel like this is an example of an artist that can use like these buzzwords that like are all over TikTok, and Gen Z have all these like memes and jokes around like, you know, freak it, like, you know, I take her to the penthouse and I freak it, you know, like that's like a meme and a joke that like people say. And it's like, there are artists that try to like put that type of stuff in their lyrics, and I find it very like cringe and ineffective. But this is like one of the rare cases where it actually works, because like even in the line after that where she says like, you brought up the arrondissement, and then when she says freak it up and down, don't be nonchalant, that's like another like Gen Z trendy thing that like you know, people talk about being chalant versus being nonchalant, and it's like a joke that people make like on TikTok and stuff about like, you know, dating, and you know, it's like it's like she's tapped into the zeitgeist in a way that is like authentic and effortless, and it doesn't come across like try hard or cringy or like an old person trying to like be hip. Like it
Agreed.
just it comes across as, you know, her, and it's coming from her experience and her perspective, which is just so needed and so appreciated in these dark and dangerous times.
I really appreciate that overall this album had a lot more of an internal look at her. We haven't really had such a perspective shift like that, at least that I can see in my big brain. But anyway, it just gave us a new side of her, several new sides, honestly, that I don't think she had displayed before. But even beyond that, the soundscape of the album, it's overall a full experience.
Yeah.
She takes you on a ride. You're on the detour with her, and you don't know where you're going at the end. I don't think you even really know where you went. You just know you had an experience, and it was a fucking ride.
And it sounds like a Kim Petras album.
Yes.
It's like, even though there were so many like detours, so many experimental like big swings, like whether you feel like, oh, that one worked for me or that one didn't or whatever, it's like it doesn't feel like, who is this? It definitely feels like the artist that you have signed up to listen to. And what's great about Kim is that she has really cultivated this sound and this style of her own, that like with so many contemporary pop girl artists right now, it's like a lot of them, like their vocal sound very much the same, the production and the lyrics and the melodies are very formulaic and generic, and it's like, is this person, this person, this person, or this person? Like it could be any of them, but it's like you would never feel that way about a Kim Petras song. Like, you know, It's her when you hear it, which is like the most important thing for an artist to have. So good for her. What are your top songs just on initial listen?
There was a lot of songs that pull up my mind files here. Probably I really liked Need for Speed. I think
too.
I was really feeling Check It and 101.
Nice, yeah. I also loved Need for Speed. I also loved Check It, and then I think I Like Your Look, Polo, and Brutalist. Those were standouts for me.
I gotta hear them all again.
DTLA, I know I really liked parts of that one. But yeah.
Something else.
I'm really excited to hear it all the way through
Me
again
too.
as well.
Something else that excites me about her music, and not just excites me, but makes it fun to listen to all of her output for me, is that I can hear that she is a fan of music when I listen to her. Sometimes I get the sense when I'm listening to certain artists, like, I can tell
they don't listen to music themselves.
Exactly. It's like, this sound is brand new to you because you think you invented it, okay? You're not going to hear shit like that from Kim Petras.
Yeah. I know this might feel like a weird thing to say, but it almost feels, because like, I mean, the album itself is called Detour, and it almost feels like the whole album is sort of like a preview still of what's to come, of like, you guys don't even know what I'm capable of. Like, here's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, here's just a taste of like what I could be and what I could do if I was totally like unleashed and all powerful. She says that in
one of those songs. She says, "You don't know me, no one really knows me."
Yeah. And so I think that's another, like, this album has this like exciting sort of like revving up momentum to it, of like, maybe she's planning on putting out like a substantial deluxe as well, that there'll be some sort of sequel songs on it in that way.
She's someone who never ever stops working. She has so much unreleased music, not just because of the issues with the label, but just because she's always making music.
Yeah.
You can find hours and hours of her unreleased stuff on YouTube, and it's all inventive, show-stopping, fucking
like
incredible.
Some of her best songs.
Yes.
Like, yes.
It's like, we have truly seen so little of what she is capable of because they've had her, I don't know, locked up, I guess.
Yeah.
But now she's free.
Yeah, free the bunheads. We need to get back to being bunheads. That's what's gonna fix everything. So yes, we made it. We made it through the detour. We're out the other side. We're still on the girls' trip in a way.
'Cause Margot.
Exactly. And what if there's like a Kim Zara collab upcoming in the future? She said Eurotrash.
Yeah, I loved it.
What's going on? What's going
She
on
said
in here
little
on this day?
Eurotrash, all for me, something like that.
Back rooms. Okay, I have to stop.
Kimmy did it again.
We're here.
She honestly doesn't miss. Even when she does miss, it's still a serve.
Yeah, it's like we're like Swifties about it. It's like we will find a way to put the glaze on the cake.
She
Don't
said it herself.
You even wear lip gloss. Check it.
Yes.
Check my lip gloss. Check the glaze on the cake. We will put it there. And she deserves it.
She does. I'm gonna actually watch some music videos from this era.
Yes.
I think she's got a couple.
Yeah,
maybe one.
just the few visuals we've seen here on the little clips.
I know. I
have
really
been
love the
really
one
cool.
from this song "Freak It" with her almost like ballet shoe stiletto, and then
Yeah.
this like construction
Yeah.
hoodie.
Yeah.
I'm loving that imagery.
Oh, yes. And like the mid 2000s chunky
Yes.
sunglasses. Love it. Love it. So what's next? The Olivia album is about to come out. It's
Yep.
by the time this goes up, it probably will already be out. But maybe that one will be our next reaction. What else?
We have to tell them that the Ryan Beatty one is
Oh my
coming out, 'cause
God.
they don't really know.
Oh my God, yes.
They don't know.
I
It's
think
gonna
we've
be
like
fucking crazy.
there's been like brief lore drops here and there, but like you guys do not even know.
When it comes to Ryan Beatty.
You think you've seen us in Psychosis, you think you've seen us glazing the cake, but like you have not seen us react to Ryan Beatty yet. But soon you will.
Yeah.
So is it a whole album or
Yes.
just oh my god.
It's a whole album during Pride Month.
Girl,
And he's got a little tiny mustache this era. Have you seen it?
not the
I
Teen
may
Boy swag.
just like do it for my look on the video.
And then I
do
could
my little career boy cosplay.
and I could dress up as Ryan Atwood, which is literally no different from what you're already seeing currently, but I'll have a puka shell necklace on.
That power slide.
101. California.
Oh man.
Here we come.
All right.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Applebee's and how they have
It closed.
used to have really good fries.
I agree.
I
always think about Rob Sheffield when I think about Applebee's because he has.
You
I know
find a way to bring
I
it
know
back.
I
This-
fucking bring
this is your
everything back
brain on
to
Ronnie.
it. I will bring it back to Love Is a Mixtape every
let's get
time.
back there. Let's go back to the start.
It
Let's
really
freak
is.
it back to
It
the
honestly
start.
really is a good passage because he talks about how it doesn't matter who you are, what time of day it is. If you go to Applebee's, you can find a seat and they won't rush you out of your table. He would talk about how he would go there after his wife passed, so he was like, you know, messed up, but not wanting to socialize, but also not wanting to leave the space where he felt semi-sociable. But anyway, they wouldn't rush him out, so he felt a kind of tenderheartedness toward Applebee's because of that.
Yeah. They used to have really good drinks.
I know they
And they
had
were
dessert. You and I
Yeah.
got dessert
we used
there
to
a
go there
couple of
often.
times. Yeah.
I do this shit often. Speaking of which,
Probably gotta cut it.
well, yeah.
Tell us your favorite songs on the album, or tell us your favorite Kim songs in general.
Yes.
Tell us if you've heard any of her unreleased music. Tell us anything you know about Kim Petras.
Tell us
We're
the
beautiful.
way to. I've got nothing.
San Jose. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that too. Like I've lost it.
I think we got it probably.
Tire marks, finish line with fire marks. When the relay starts to move on the way train, master, she know